All right, you get the gun out quick, settle, finish the trigger press when you got it. Press.
Download the ASP Unlimited app for all the content you love from active self-protection and more with no interference from YouTube. No ads, no age gates, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. Hit the link in the description or download ASP Unlimited from your app store today.
Well, she just shamed me. She just was faster than I was and just crushed that. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to step to it and kill it. You were shooting it for the 2, I take it?
Yep.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Tell me what you saw there.
It felt really good from the beginning. So it felt, I think too, I know my biggest problem is the bitch in my head. So
She's so mean.
She's so mean. So I know that I could make the shot. So I just had to do a lot of like that prep, really just saying like, you can do this, you got this shot. And it felt really clean from the draw. I was able to feel good.
So you believe, come on. These were my 2, so that's a line break, and that's my second one. She shames me on the first one. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know, good people can actually do it on the first try, John.
Oh, yeah.
If you're good at this, John, you can do this on the first try. So Destiny has showed here, A zones, 28 yards all day long. That's advanced level marksmanship, okay? That's like, if you can hit a 25-yard B8 and you're shooting that at 80 and above and you've clearly got that skill, you are an advanced.
So you're saying from this distance at that, it would have been equivalent to?
Yeah, that right there, what you shot there is like a 9-ring on a B8 target at 28 yards.
28 yards, okay.
And so that might have been a 10, for goodness sakes. And that's high-level shooting. Like, that's killing it. And so now the smallest target we have there is the 1-inch square. Okay. Now, what does the 1-inch square require? Well, it depends a couple of things here. Because for me, I have to be a little bit aware of my dot offset. If my dot is an inch offset, that whole target is an inch.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not careful, then I can get a very accurate shot and it be low because I don't think about my offset. Now you go, but John, wait a minute. If we're then thinking about the fact that, okay, a 1-inch square at 7 yards, we 5 times the distance at 35 yards, are you going to think about offset? I should. And I should think about it probably in the other direction, because if my dot is 0'd at 25, that bullet can still be going up a little bit and I might be at a 1/2 inch high. Now, a 1/2 inch high, if I aim here at 35 yards, is not really a big deal, right? So put it here if the loose nut behind the trigger is doing a good job. But I do have to worry about it here if I want to get my hit, so I got to think. And really all this is seeing your sights, okay? So same thing though, get the gun out fast. That gives you time to settle and to see and to finish your trigger press, okay? Because that's what this is really about. Let's see if I can hit it. All right, top left. I know what I have to do here. What I have to do here is I'm using circle only, by the way. So I run my 507C, that's what I run in green. And I run it in circle only. So I don't have a dot. I have a 32-minute of angle circle. So that circle is actually bigger than the 1-inch square here, okay? So what I do is it's got hash marks left and right and top and bottom. So I line the top and bottom ones up in the middle, and I line the left and right ones up at the very top of the square. And that should give me a hit right inside the square, assuming I do everything else right. Let's get it after it. What'd you notice?
I mean, you were deliberate with it. I was trying to see more how much you prepped the trigger to before you went.
What'd you see in my trigger prep?
You prepped it.
I absolutely prepped it.
Yeah.
Prepped it, felt it, finished it, right? So I prepped it, felt it, finished it. Now, with that said, I'm pretty happy with that hit.
Yep.
Was that slow? No, I got the gun out quick, settled it, saw it. Then I had to, so when my dot came in, no problem. I've got enough practice that my dot comes in the window every time. Vastly every time. If it doesn't, something's really wrong. But, okay, it's there, but it was low and it was right. So I had to, okay, steer. I started prepping my trigger. Let's take the slop out of the trigger, but steer it to the spot. There it is. Finish while it stays. And when it finished while it stays, I get a hit, and the whole thing is inside the black. I'll show it to you in a minute. Now it's your turn. Same task, right? Now, and this is your baby because this is accuracy all day, right? And how fast should you do that?
as fast as I can make the hit.
That's exactly right. At your pace, not mine,
Right.
right? Yeah, go
Right.
for it.
I'll do top right.
Top right. Okay. So tell me what you felt there.
Uh, I felt good about the draw. I let it settle, but then I let up on my grip.
Just pushed it a little bit at the
Yeah.
end there. All right, give it another try. Set that one off into the ether. Whole bus full of nuns and orphans. I like to settle on that. We ended up pushing just a little bit low. Right?
Mhm.
This is a tough shot, okay? This is a tough shot. So my encouragement to you here is don't go slower, but be a little more careful, okay? So that means I've got to add pressure. Instead of going go, I got to go 90, 92, 94, 95, right? So I maybe even encourage you, keep pressing, right? Use that keep pressing verbiage outside in your outside voice and see what that does for you. Okay. Now I want you to leave the gun out. Leave the gun out. Do everything you need to, nice and easy and careful. Prep, and now keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. Okay, Scotia's tiny bit left. Keep pressing. Oh, I love that correction. Keep pressing. Now we got it. So we know we've got the skills, right?
Yeah.
You know you've got it. So it took us a couple to kind of dial that
Yeah.
in. But as soon as you notice that as soon as you kind of stopped this and you stood up and like, no, I need to drive this gun.
And I forgot to adjust because I'm zeroed at 10.
Okay.
So that's why I'm just low
Just a tiny bit.
on all of those.
All right, let's give it one more try. You feel good about one more try?
Yeah.
And listen, you've got it. Okay, we just proved it, right? So you have the marksmanship. Everyone who can shoot a 1-inch square at 7 yards is welcome to, a first shot every time is welcome to chime in. Otherwise, give Destiny some love for being able to do it at all. Okay? Oh, I loved how deliberate that was. That was so good. How'd you feel about that one?
Better. Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Much better. Now, we still had about the tiny skosh low, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you shot homie in the neck. Now, do you want to call that one there, or do you want to go after it till you get the hit you want?
I'd like another try.
All right, get after it. There's the beauty here. We're on the range. We can do this as much as we want, right? As long as you're thinking it through and doing it, go. It was an interesting adjustment, and you got the hit.
Yeah.
Tell me about the adjustment.
I felt I was gonna slam it, and so that's where I started to go. I felt I was gonna slam it. And I was like, okay, just relax, and then
like chill a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that was kind of interesting. So that was really good. Now listen. I don't have a smaller target than that as one of these, but we do have kind of one more little fun test that we do, and that is how close can I get to hitting a corner? Can I actually hit one of the corners of the target? So for instance, you might say where the shoulders come together and you've got that little kind of bend there,
Mhm.
can I hit the actual corner? Like, and what level of accuracy is that? Like super extreme. Now we're talking about hitting a target at 50, 70 yards, something like that. And does that take me some time? I'll tell you, it takes me a little bit of time to maintain it, okay? I can get there pretty quick, but holding it while I finish my trigger press, I have to concentrate, right? And this is just stupid human tricks level of stuff. Would I recommend any regular person ever try to shoot somebody with a pistol at 75 yards? No. No. Unless you've got a loved one there that you're like, dude, I can't wait, and maybe at your church, you're doing church security. And we did see at the Houston active killer at Lakewood Church, some of those folks were shooting 40, 50 yards. And so you might have to have that hit. And you might go, man, there's kids around, there's people around that I love. I got to get a very precise shot. Let me see if I can hit one of these corners. Okay, I'm just going to try for the left shoulder corner, okay? Nope, see, I was just a skosh low because I pressed and hustled the trigger press a little bit, okay? Now, it's not a bad shot. I just finished with a little bit more pressure than I wanted, and my support hand grip wasn't as strong as I'd like. And I knew it. I knew my support hand grip was a little bit weak, and I was like, it'll be all right. Womp, womp. The narrator, it was not all right. Let's try it again. That was closer. And so I didn't get the the right lean because my support hand grip was good. A little lower than I wanted. You want to try it?
Sure. All right, I'll go for that right shoulder then.
Little rightward lean. Tell me where that right pressure came from.
Definitely it felt over rotated on
Oh.
there
Okay.
when I,
So maybe pulling back with those
Uh-huh.
fingers a little bit.
yeah.
Okay. That was a great trigger press. About as close as you're going to get there, huh?
Hmm. Yeah.
Feel pretty okay about
Yeah,
that.
that one felt pretty
You
good.
want to try one more?
I'll try one more.
About the same thing, a little bit more on that one. So what are we finding here, right? So at some level, that's a stupid human trick. That last one's kind of a stupid human trick, right? And there are people who can do it. I can hit steel, I can hit an 8-inch steel gong at 75 yards if I'm paying attention, all day. But what we're learning is what's my current skill set,
Right.
right? And what am I capable of? So we learned that right now at my current skill set, I can take a headshot at 35 yards if I have to, right? Whereas with Destiny, if you have to, boy, you've got to really concentrate, right? Because you can do it. You have the capability if you bring everything that you have.
Hmm.
But it's kind of right at the ragged edge of your abilities,
Sure.
right? And that's no slouch at all. I mean, you saw her at the 28-yard body shot, like, yeah, whatever, Korea, here's the first one, and just crushed it in terms of that. So this is a way that at 7 yards, you can do a lot of distance work and understand what your distances are. So I'd encourage you to go out and try it. Great shooting today.